All right, I've been promising a video to everybody that's been following the wagon trail. So what I'm going to try to do is the best I can. This is what I'm going to call the tool video, because I'm going to have to make this in 4 parts between tools, ammunition, or what should I call it? Defense stuff. I'm going to have to put that in one single video. These tools in this video. The next one would be horse and wagon rated materials. And then after that, it's going to be the valuable materials. But here's the first thing. We just found this recently. Didn't look like much when I first come out of the ground. I thought it was actually a broken shoe buckle. But actually, this comes to a point that has actually been, I don't know what it is. I believe this is some little tool. Here's another one. The other small, really small tool I found, you can see how big it is. It's got a pin through the middle of it. I believe the pin is actually brass. And the rest of the tool, I believe, is just iron. But get it down there where you guys can see the shape of this thing. Maybe somebody out there recognizes this. I need help. Need help identifying that. Most of these are probably nothing, but this is some small tool, maybe a dentist tool. I thought it was maybe a pendulum for a scale, a small scale, because of the peg through the center of it. But I don't know. Maybe somebody out there knows what that is. Now, getting into the tools. These are all going to be tool-related items. Right here is the typical hand-forged nail that I find out there on the trail. It's about 1.5 inches long. You can tell it's hand-forged, the diamond shape, the rectangular head that's on it. But check these out, where they go from here. You see those two? Those would be a normal, like, horseshoe side nails. But then I get to these, and then these, and then say, just like these, you see how they get thicker and thicker. I mean, this nail looks like it's never been hammered into anything. I found a lot of these. I can't show them all. Then you start getting even the bigger and bigger size. I'm just going to kind of lay them out there. I mean, there's so many of these things. There's that first nail. Look at that thing. And then they just get bigger and bigger until you get into this, where you're really looking at some very, very old spikes. This could actually be a tool. It doesn't look like it has a head on it. I don't know. But then you get into this size. Look at that compared. And this is made this way. You had to bend this in when it was being formed. Look at the size difference. That's not all. Here's some more of those. I'm just going to lay them out there and then I'm going to move them out of the way. I'm just putting out tool-related material. See those? A lot of these look like they've never been nailed anything. But then you start getting into this, where this one's broke, I think, on both ends. Look at this spike. Somebody told me they thought this was a stone chisel. No doubt they were out there working on some stones. Well, check this one out. Same thing, hand-forged, square nails. I mean, look at the difference between the size I started with and then this. I mean, that's the size difference. There's a lot of work going on in this area, so hopefully I can put this stuff aside, keep going. This won't be too long of a video, but I've been promising this video, so you guys are getting however it turns out. Maybe the editing process be good. I want to show you guys some wedges. Here's another big nail or something of some kind. You can tell it's hand forged. Who knows what it went to. But I'm going to show you guys some wedges. I've got more of these. I've found about 6 or 7 of these. But you see, you know, maybe this is just an axe head wedge. I don't know. But then look at this one. And this one. I mean, some of these things are pretty long. And then, of course, this right here is some kind of log splitting wedge. Very old, big wedge. But I found them in all sizes. I do have more of these, and I've kind of misplaced a couple of them. But, I mean, this is a very early hand-forged iron wedge. And then, even out in the middle of that Alabama trail is a railroad spike. Why would it be there? Same thing I'm going to put with this piece right here. You can actually see a good part of the label on there. If I can get it turned the right way, it's going to say Honda Buck. This is a railroad liner manufactured from 1850s to about 1901, 1902. And here's a railroad spike. Goes with that. Keep that stuff out of the way. Keep going. Now here's a tool I really need help with. Okay, somebody said they thought this was a horse shaper. I don't know if they meant horseshoe shaper. I don't know. It probably had a wood handle on it at one time. You see the curvature to it. It was made, manufactured, built this way. I don't know what it is. It's one of them random tools. Y'all have seen all the spikes. You've seen this tool. Get into some of the more old stuff, or here, how about this? More recognizable tools. Everybody knows what that is, or at least if you've ever done any very much tool work. Just a couple of files. I think these 2 of about 4 of these I've found. You know, why are they out there on this wagon trail? Now here is one I've never seen before. You see this angle on here. This is about I'm gonna say a 5-pound But you can see, I mean, this thing has been hand forged and just hammered over. Okay, I've actually got 2 of these. We found all this stuff live. So if you have any doubts about this wagon road, every bit of this stuff has been wired. This one is almost double in size and weight. It's going to be about a 10-pound object. I wish I didn't have to have the camera so close up, but how about check that out? They are the exact same shape. They're formed the same. They got the same angle on them. This one seems to be collapsed a little more, maybe a smaller handle. I'll show you the other end. But they are about 5 pounds on this one and about 10 pounds on this one. What are these tools? Somebody out there help me. Does anybody recognize these? I know these are really early. You can actually see a little bit of formation on both of them, but I need help identifying this stuff. Now I've only got a few more to go, so hang in there. We found this tool right here live. This is the oldest hammer I've ever found, right here. And somebody told me that that was a Ferrer's hammer. And so maybe it is. You know, I found what I believe is blacksmith tools out there. I don't know, but that is the weirdest shaped and oldest hammerhead I've ever found. That's not the only hammerhead I've found. How about this one? This is the heaviest. I've swung sledgehammers for many, many years. This is the heaviest sledgehammer I've ever picked up. It looks like a typical size sledgehammer. I'm going to say this thing weighs 12, maybe even more, 12 pounds or more. It is solid, heavy iron. I mean, a heavy chunk of iron. So here's the 2 hammerheads I found. I actually think I found one more, even smaller than, say, this one right here. You see how small that is. Anyway, keep moving. We found these 2 live. All this stuff really has been found live. And then our last live feed, excuse me, I shouldn't say the last one, the one from the 15th, from April the 15th. We found this tool right here. I have identified this. Even Native Americans had very, very similar tool to this, and you know, it's for debarking and shaping trees is what, according to that. But these things have been found in Viking countries, or you know, Viking tools been found in North America, England, and even going Native Americans have the exact same shape tool. But we found this deepest target ever dug. I'm gonna say it was 18 inches deep. Had not been that big, I wouldn't have found it. So there are those things. I believe that's going to be about it, except for we have a couple of these right here. You see this stone tool. It is a very blunt tool, but it has been worked. To my knowledge anyway, I could be wrong. You guys look at that right there. You see the shape of it. Earlier today, I showed you guys another one. If you watched live today, that we have found very similar to this one. It has a little bit a better and worse shape to it, but there it is. That is the tool process. There are other tools I found. I've got plenty of iron. As you see, I told you guys I've got a lot of heavy iron that I have carried out of here. There's probably 50 pounds of iron on this table. I'm going to say about 35. And when I start throwing in the horseshoes and stuff like that, there's going to be even more. I appreciate you guys watching, but that is plan 1. The biggest things I guess I really would like help identifying would be this tool. These right here, which are the same, except they're 5-10 pounds difference. I do know what this one is, so that one I don't know we'd help with. These 2 right here I need help with. The little small tools, let me find it again and show you guys. This right here with a peg in the middle. Does anybody recognize what this tool is? If you do, please help me, please comment, please share. Whatever it takes, I'd like to get some identification on these items, so I need help. See the odd shape to this thing. This didn't just go flat, it's almost like it would have sit on a curve. There you go. Appreciate you guys watching. Hope to see you guys again soon on the trail live. We'll continue, and the next video you guys see, if it's not a live feed, it will probably be my horseshoe and wagon related material that I've got. See you guys again soon.